Project Exodus is set to be the tallest roller coaster in the UK at 236 feet, beating the record here by 1 foot. But then again, the big one is actually supposed to be like 219 foot by ground level, because they always measure the 235 by sea level. Fun fact of the day, Thorpe Park have been building this brand new coaster for months and months, and it is set to be absolutely insane. There's some huge inversions and some crazy airtime, all packed into a very short layout. However, some more information has recently been uncovered to do with the ride, that mainly being about its colour scheme and the theme. And that's led to people speculating about the name of the ride and also what storyline it could follow. I mean, if you ask me personally, I think the area is going to be some form of like safe zone, and then you go in before the ride into a pre-show, and there's this guy shouting at you saying,
"How many walkers have you killed?"
Too many to count. A lot.
How many people have you killed?
At least 34.5.
Why?
Either way, today I'm going to be talking all about the presumed theme, the name, colour scheme, and of course the entire ride layout itself. And I'm going to go rather in depth with my thoughts about it. This is set to be an extremely interesting and exuberant video. So if you are new around here and you want to stay up to date on new rides coming to the UK, just like Project Exodus, then please subscribe. And also, we managed to raise over £1,500 for Mind, the mental health charity, of course, because we're riding Hero all day long. If you haven't already, go and donate via the link in the description. So this project has been a work in progress for months and months now. Hold that for a minute. It's been over a year now, and as much as it's opening next year, we've only just seen footers go in, and they're going in as I say these words. Either way, I'm sure the ride will have its track and supports installed very quickly. I mean, you've seen Nemesis over Alton Towers recently. I mean, that's been going crazy. 1 minute wasn't there, next minute. But to begin with, as I said at the start, a lot of new information has been uncovered to do with the colour scheme and the theme. Rhymed actually, I didn't really clock that at the start. I should be a lyricist, shouldn't I? These new plans were first uncovered by Attraction Source, so shout out to you, although they are available on a public council form. And there's quite a bit in here, you know. It shows some designs for the station building and some external shots of the ride with this massive new gold and white colouring to it. Don't know why I just described colouring as massive. Now, to be honest, when I first saw this come up on my feed, I was a bit like, you know what, it looks a bit weird at first glance, doesn't it? But in all honesty, my eyes do deceive. Thinking about it properly, it's going to look amazing on the skyline, having this massive white coaster track with the golden layer at the bottom. It sort of reminds me of the colours of Valkyria at Leesburg. It's very nice, but to have that colour pretty much set in stone by Thorpe Park now is so much better than the fact we went from thinking it was going to be white and black to then blue and black, and now we've got this nice colour. I mean, many moons ago there was that image with the dress that looked black and blue, and then some people saw it as white and gold, so maybe they're just going to paint it that way. But with the colour now being leaked, that has now led to a discussion of the theme. And if you look closely at the station building design, you can see some winged looking logo that can be seen on the roof/doorway. No, just because it's winged doesn't mean it's going to be another wing coaster. Our first impressions are that this logo resembles something of the Egyptian kind of era, you know. It's that sort of style, which would make sense also because of the white and gold. And along with that, as much as it's literally a tiny scare maze, there was some odd looking teaser in trailers that was some Egyptian mummy with this pyramid thing in his hand that said Tutu's Revenge. Maybe that's going to be the name. The possibilities are endless. I'm not exactly sure who came up with the idea first, so shout out to whoever you are. But I've seen the name Horus being thrown around quite a lot. Horus being the Egyptian god of the sky. Considering it's going to be the UK's tallest roller coaster and they're taking thrills to new heights, don't see why it wouldn't be called that. To be fair though, it just has me so excited to see this thing finally go up and actually be built. I mean, can't wait to walk down that pathway and see this massive Mack hypercoaster and not just some rotting old town. But along with the build process, of course, I'm mostly excited for the layout itself. Now, I think in a video before I have gone through the layout and sort of talked about my brief opinions on it, saying that like, oh, this looks cool and oh, that bit goes upside down. Okay, past me. Congratulations. I thought in this video it'd be quite nice to go through my actual full in-depth opinion on Project Horus. So straight out of the station, you've got this very RMC looking element of an outwards banked turn. I mean, it's taken quite slowly, might I add. And then straight after that, you head into the lift hill. Now, this section probably won't be anywhere near the best element on the ride, but it's going to act as a very nice photo opportunity for guests sitting off-ride, and it gives a nice little build-up and a slow start to what's going to be an insane experience. You climb up that massive 200+ foot tall lift hill, and the views off of that are going to be immense. Just think of it, you're over double Saw and Colossus's height, so when people are riding those two rides, you can look down on them like, ha, you're so small. That's if Colossus actually reopens at all. And once again, that'll build up the ride so much. I'd like to see some themed audio going up it as well. Would be cool. And cresting over the top of that lift hill, you've got that incredible twisted underneath yourself drop, which, oh my god, what an incredible moment this is going to be. If we put jokes aside for just a split second, I'm joking. No, but that will probably be one of the best first drops on a roller coaster on the planet. Think of how much airtime you get on the likes of the big ones drop on the back row, or even, I guess, over in Australia, DC Rivals, another Mack hyper coaster. They just go 90 degrees to the left or right. They don't go underneath itself. So a ride this tall and on that back row, dropping underneath yourself, twisting down, with lap bars especially, probably going to be one of, if not the best part of the ride. As you take that massive drop down towards the lake, you never know, you might just go. You navigate into this huge Immelman. Inversion or not, who knows? Icon moment. That is bound to give some amazing hang time as you're going up it, and then of course twisting out of it, you're going to get some incredible airtime too. And then after that, you drop back down towards the lake again, but then you go up into whatever the hell you want to call this thing. It's like an outwards bank turn into an inwards roll back down towards the ground. Another contender for the best element on the ride. Just too many good elements on this thing. And the airtime on that, once again, is going to be out of this world. You're literally going to fly off into the M3 and then come back down through that inversion, twisting towards the lake again, and you enter this huge dive loop. Now, this isn't any generic dive loop. It seems to stall before you actually sort of exit that element. If you're going by my technological terms, it should be a 0G stall dive loop. But that'll give so much hang time, especially with those pesky lap bars. But hang time, air time, this ride's got it all. Because it's even got a splashdown. Now, it's not known whether you'll actually get wet going into this splashdown because, well, some splashdowns don't get you wet at all. It's a nice little feature though. You bank round to the right, but you bank round outwards into another airtime hill, which will be great into the brake run. You're genuinely going to carry so much speed into that brake run. I'm worried I'm just going to be sat there in my seat just enjoying myself like, what? But those final two airtime hills will just cap off the ride brilliantly. You're going to be flying out your seat like this. But yeah, you may have noticed that I only named 7 elements or so after the lift hill, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a bad ride. It is sad that they aren't using that entire space. They're sort of just using the first half of it. But in all honesty, a lot of rides, when they tend to drag out, they just lose a lot of speed and they have a lot of flat spots. But this doesn't seem to have a single one. This is definitely going to be one of, if not the best coaster in the UK, and potentially even top 10 in Europe. Leave your thoughts on Project Exodus and the colour scheme and the layout in the comments below. Subscribe and also donate to Hero all day. Cheers.